All right, morning friends, Brian here from the Wilson Family Lights, and a quick update. The Halloween Horror Nights Dirt, which is a weekly segment we started doing 3 or 4 weeks ago. Every time something comes up about Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, we will do a post about said announcement and go over a couple of things that we have been talking about off and on throughout the entire series. So, the HR Bloodengutz, which was a thing about 15 years ago at Halloween Horror Nights, is supposedly back. I've seen it on various pretty reputable websites, a couple of blogs that I follow, but there is no official announcement on the Halloween Horror Nights Orlando page as of now, 9:30 on the 23rd of June. So I'm usually one of those people until I see it on their website. I don't necessarily put 100% of my ability to apprehend what's being said as truth. But, I mean, a couple of the Orlando news outlets, as well as, like I said, there's 3 or 4 pretty reputable sources that I follow. There's certainly a lot of jackwangs out there who claim to have insider information that they're going to have some sort of ghoulish Simpsons meets Creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, a lot of people out there are full of shit. I try not to be, so I'm putting out that disclaimer. The HR Bloodengutz is probably going to be a house for 2026 Halloween Horror Nights 35. They're calling it the Halloween Fright Spectacular, is what I'm seeing. So, in case few people didn't know, back in the day when I was a kid in the 70s, there was a pair of gentlemen who used to make TV shows, Sid and Marty Krofft. And one of their biggest things, they were giant puppets. Literally, think Big Bird at the Sesame Street size, not quite so tall, but it was a man inside of a giant puppet called HR Pufnstuf. And then they also did a thing called Lidsville, and they had Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. And they had a whole bunch of different shows that were all people inside of puppet outfits that would interact with real people. Charles Nelson Riley, if you know who he is, he's an old comedian. Absolute Howl, who played this character in a show called Lidsville. It's about talking hats, yes. You would think these people were taking giant tabs of brown acid and making these shows. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't, I'm not sure. But whoever came up with the premise of giant talking hats that live in this land that interact with these kids. So that was entertainment back in the 70s there, people. Sigmund and the Sea Monsters was probably my favorite. One of them had the kid who was in the Munsters. Butch, I don't remember his last name. He was in one of them. And then the kid who was in a TV show from the 60s called A Family Affair, where they had a butler type of gentleman, Mr. French. And then the girl that was in it had a doll called Mrs. Beasley. Well, the boy who was the little boy of the 2 kids was also in one of the shows. I cannot recall off the top of my head. Maybe I dropped too much acid when I was a kid. That's not an admission. So that's the big announcement for this week is the HR Bloodengutz is supposed to be going out at Halloween Horror Nights 35. So we've gotten technically 4 houses have been announced. Excuse me. Sinners, Stranger Things, Oddfellows, and Jack. They're going to be co-headlining as icons, and they're going to have their own house. And now we've got the HR Bloodengutz. So that gives us 4. I haven't seen anything about scare zones other than speculations, and we know how we feel about speculations. Speculations are like bum holes. Everybody has one. They just, some people smells worse than others. So as things come up, I will certainly do an update, let you know what's going on. Again, I keep hammering this. Tickets, tickets, tickets. Soon as you hear that tickets are going on sale, whether it's through us or elsewhere, make sure that you are going to be able to be sitting at your computer 2 or 3 minutes before they go on sale minimum. Last year, the Frequent Fear Pass, which is the whole season with Fast Pass, sold out in like 12 minutes. So you want to go, you want to be able to go the way you want to go, you have to pay attention to when the tickets are going on sale. Certainly you can buy single day tickets after, you can buy some of the other packages they have, but if you want that premium package where you can go to every single day, night of Halloween Horror Nights with Fast Pass, you absolutely need to be on the computer, ready to go on their site, hitting refresh, hitting refresh, hitting refresh, hitting. Oh, I'm in the queue. Then once you're in the queue, do not go out of it. No, I don't care. House is burning. Grab your laptop as you're running out, yelling, "Kids, get out! Get the dogs! Do this!" as you're doing it. Because if you get off and get back on, you won't get back on. My wife's cousin, I've said this before, was on the phone with her. He got on like 5 or 6 minutes after they went on sale. He couldn't even get in. Couldn't even get into the queue to buy the tickets. And poof, they were gone. So, all right, so that's the big announcement. We've got HR Bloodengutz, and they've already announced Sinners, Stranger Things, and the Oddfellows Jack House. So that's 4 out of the speculated 10. And then hopefully we start getting some information about maybe scare zones. And would really be good if they could start giving us some ideas on dates when they're going to start dropping tickets. But it's Orlando. It's Universal. They answer to nobody. So they do what they want. All right, so Brian here from the Wilson Family Lights. We appreciate you checking it out. This is our weekly series, Halloween Horror Nights Dirt, where we're going to give you some information about what's happened over the previous week to keep you up to date. And we appreciate you checking out our content here. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. So whatever your method of getting social media is, please find us, like, comment, and if you really like what we're doing here, subscribe, because that really will help us grow. And we're trying to build something cool here for Halloween Horror Nights, as well as for the DIY Haunter / huge Christmas display people. We do all kinds of different DIY videos on how to help you get that up and running. So, all right, friends, till the next time, take care. Have a great day.